this new tyre. I think a lot of the teams would have hoped to understand it better and quicker, but going into Spa 24 especially, they will want to do some serious mileage on this tyre to understand it more, to be able to get the performance they were used to on the previous generation tyre.
Yeah, we've got, of course, Monza endurance before we get to Spa, but more lessons will be learnt there. Sprint Cup kicks off at Brands Hatch first weekend of May, which promises to be a really good weekend of action around the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. The drivers love it, old school circuit, and that'll be the first sprint event. 92 is being given a 20-second penalty to be added to the final results for an earlier infringement. 92 being the Rolf Ineiken, Tim Heinemann and Joel Sturm Porsche. That was a pit infringement. Right, we are into the last lap of the race. There's less than a minute to go, so Kelvin van der Linde there makes the run up through turn 2, and just fascinating to watch the way that WRT, unflustered, have just run their own race and let it come to the team.
Really, really good, and maybe that's their strategy all week long, is making a car that's fast over 6 hours, and the varying conditions that throws you, rather than a car that's out and out fast for one lap in qualifying. They've had their focus elsewhere, and that's what's probably paid them dividends. So short-term pain for long-term gain in that sort of strategy, and that's where endurance racing is so crucial.
4 seconds the margin, and Kelvin van der Linde just bringing it home now, makes the run along the Mistral Straight. Patrick Niederhauser will be trying as hard as he possibly can, but even his last lap was fractionally slower once again. Laurin Heinrich is in third place, clearing a McLaren with a bit of damage there, bit of bodywork look hanging off the right-hand side, bit of trim flailing on the McLaren. Van der Linde easily through, and for the last time goes through Senior, back onto the power, up towards Le Beausset, through the double apex right. Well, last year here, this car suffered punctures, damage and a retirement. This year, just bulletproof.
Yeah, I can't really think of one major moment. Maybe a bit of traffic into turn 12 here, where you had to take to the apex curb to avoid contact with a Lamborghini, but it wasn't a huge moment, was it? But yeah, faultless race. Massive kudos to WRT and all three drivers in that 32 car.
So, with only a couple of corners effectively to go, it's going to be a win in the first round of GT World Challenge Europe Endurance Cup, powered by AWS. For WRT, for Ugo de Wilde, for Charles Weerts, and Kelvin van der Linde, who brings it home second. He's going to go the way of Retronic Racing's Porsche, for Sven Muller, for Patrick Niederhauser, and for the driver that did the third stint in the car, Alessio Picariello. But delight for WRT, because it is a win in the opening round of the championship. Third ought to go to the Schumacher CLRT.
I think it's raining
Porsche.
really
and yet
hard.
The rain is coming right at the very end. It was predicted, but it's arrived sort of too late to save anybody. But now people are tiptoeing to the flag because they're on slicks, and all of a sudden it's heavy rain.
That's insane, isn't it? A 6-hour race, and it rains
on the last lap.
On the last lap.
Half of the checkered flag almost.
I'm a bit gutted about that. That would have spiced up 10 minutes earlier. You think how long this planet's been around for. 10 minutes isn't too much to ask for as a percentage, but I thought I saw it as the WRT car came into the last corner, but second guessed myself. Wow, we were a few minutes away from having a very spicy ending.
So there, celebrating Ugo de Wilde and Charles Weerts. Great debut for WRT for Ugo, this. We'll get the class winners across the line as long as they don't make any mistakes. And the team will be on the radio saying we've got rain, slow down. Yeah, the tyres have been nice and warm, but whoops, off the road, that is the leading bronze Ferrari, isn't it? Isn't that Dennis Marshall, who's got it wrong at Le Beausset? He's got quite a lot of lap still to go, and there you can see in the headlights how heavy this rain is.
Yeah, the team will be screaming, get the traction control turned up. Harper's 2 cars behind him there. Who's got the bravery? Harper's chucking it in, he's got less to lose. It's going to be slippery even around this easy flat corner. Normally turn 13, the car's squirreling left to right, trying to find the grip. What can they do? One corner to home. One small mistake for Marshall here could lose him the Bronze Cup win. He looks like he's got it through the last corner. Look at that rain. It isn't a shower, is it? That's a monsoon coming through.
That's proper rain. Checkered flag at the ready. As long as the car's in a straight line, he can just get it to the flag. There's a bit of debris on the road there. So bits lying on the road, but it is going to be a bronze win for Dennis Marshall. He comes across the line then now. He will celebrate that with co-drivers Dustin Blattner and Conrad Larison. So the rain did come, but right at the last minute of the race, and that'll be a relief to some and a frustration to others. Arthur Rougier brought it home to win gold ahead of Harry King and Jens Klingman, and James Kellett, the winning silver driver across the line in 9.92. We'll get the top 3 in each of the classes to the podium in due course. We'll hear from some of them as well, but what a race. Yeah. So many surprises, not just the weather, partly the lack of incident, lack of damage. I mean, there's going to be a lot of happy teams that haven't got any work to do to repair a car.
Yeah, and insurance companies. That,
true enough.
Yeah, it was a good ebb and flow to it. It was hard to call at times which way it was going to go. Great performance from the BOP as well. So many cars spread around in a very tight window. So looks like all the data's there. I wish Mother Nature had played us one there 10 minutes earlier. That would have been some big decisions, whether to stay out on slicks, to come in for wets. People would have been pushing hard. That could have been a big spice. But yeah, fair play to the drivers. Even that last half a lap looked hard work.
Absolutely right. So, can you believe it now? I think it stopped. You're not seeing as much rain picked up by the headlights. So it scared everybody for the last lap of the race, if that, last corner for some. And now it's eased off again. So down the pit lane they come, rain what rain, and the drivers that are in the top 3 in each of the classes will be required for the podium. Up in the end to 3rd in bronze, number 8, David Fumanelli, getting the Ferrari that he shared with Nicola Schiro and Nicola Rossi. That had a spin, didn't it, at the very start of the race, 3rd in the class. So Kelvin van der Linde taking the win with Ugo de Wilde and Charles Weir. 2nd going to Patrick Niederhauser, along with Sven Muller and Alessio Picariello, and 3rd to Laurien Heinrich, to Aintchen Guven, and to Klaus Bachler. But there, for WRT, the celebrations are underway. Kelvin van der Linde, Charles Weir, absolutely delighted with that, and a brilliant start to the season. And it's an important result, in as much as there'll be another crucial race with possible rain and certainly lots of nighttime running, and that's on WRT's home soil.